I'm trained as an actress, so after Gilligan's Island, I decided that to go back to the stage would be better than trying to play the little farm girl for the rest of my life. So I went back to the stage for 2 years and grew, you know, and played a hooker, actually. The first role was Owl and the Pussycat. I went as far from Marianne as I could get. I had just finished a film with Charlie Pierce called Winterhawk, which I had starred in and narrated. And I was living in Nashville, and I got a call one morning, and he said, "Dawn, I've got an actress that can't carry groceries and talk at the same time. Can you help me out? Can I send my plane and pick you up for a couple days' work?" I said, "Sure, Charlie." So he flew me into Texarkana and picked me up at the airport, and we whipped out and got some costume done or whatever. I don't remember what it was. And it was about a day and a half that I shot, and it was quite an experience for me. I had heard the story, but I had no idea what my character didn't have much to do. And I had wanted to really talk to the woman who still lived. She was one of the survivors, but she wouldn't. She wouldn't talk to me. It was an interesting time.
Floyd? Floyd?
Yeah?
Did you hear somebody walking outside?
I'd like to describe to you the night that she did survive. She was shot through the mouth coming out the back of her head, and she crawled to a farmhouse, and because a dog was barking, he was following her, the killer was following her, the dog was barking and brought the lights on in the house, and the people saved her life. But it was funny, as we were filming, Charlie said, "Now, we're going to do this." It was about 1 in the morning. "You're going to crawl through this cornfield. Now, don't break the cornfields, because they're charging me $1.50 corn stalk. So even though you're acting, make sure you don't break the corn stalks." And then, of course, being local, I had gone through Winterhawk with Charlie, where he had a horse that was had fallen, and actually we had to shoot the horse. So there's a lot of stuff when you're shooting on location. You've got wranglers with their own animals, and the animal that was the dog was a pit bull, and it was somebody's. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was crawling through the grass, and the house was in front of me, and the lights were out until the dog was barking, and the dog was just a stake in the ground with a little chain. And Charlie had said, "Now, if this dog is vicious," "Oh yes, it's vicious." "Well, if he gets out of hand, we're going to shoot him if he goes after Dawn." "No problem, no problem." Okay, so I'm trying to be brave, and I'm crawling in the grass, and I'm getting closer and closer, and all of a sudden, you know how the dog's lips go up, and the fangs are going, and he's going like this at the stake, and the stake comes out of the ground. Well, all I can think of is I'm a dead man. So I put my face down on the grass and my hands over my back, thinking if he's going to get me, he's going to get my back. But about 30 guns went off. Everybody was trying to shoot the dog. Never got the dog. Never got anybody else. But that was more frightening than the movie to me. And then the funny part of it is, it was, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning when they took me back to my hotel, and I had this bathrobe on, and my hair was all matted with blood and blood running down my face. And as I walked into the Ramada Inn, the manager just fainted dead away. So he thought it really happened. It was quite an experience for me. I thought it was very frightening, and especially when you know that it's a true story. I thought he did a really good job. It was a positive experience doing that film, because it was frightening, and it was kind of fun to play that kind of a character. Looking at myself doing it, I overdid it. When I look at it, I go, "Oh, I didn't believe myself for 5 minutes." But I think coming into something like that, and Charlie was a rounder. He was quite an adventuresome person, Charlie was. He really was. He had an eye for the bizarre, and a creativeness. I mean, the film, the photography was just beautiful, just beautiful. But I think it's interesting to see that it has sustained. There's something there, you know, like The Exorcist and things. You still remember things that are frightening. Now we're worried about big shooters, you know, everybody's shooting 40 and 50 people at a time. But this in a small town, I grew up in a small town, and it could be extremely frightening to everybody, especially lovers' lanes and things like that. I think it's going to have another resurgence if this is what we're doing.